Hey guys, what's up? How you all doing? You've not heard from me for a couple of days, and that's because I've been teaching a bushcraft course here at my home with a bunch of amazing people, and we've done some really fun things. But anyway, this is all about chess. Okay, so really going to drop my pants on this one today. I know some people enjoy that, and the topic is, it's very simple. We're going right back to basics. We're going back to chess discipline and the psychological mindset that you need to adopt when you're playing. And here I'm going to show you exactly how not to do it. I've got a couple of examples from recent games, and here's the first one. So here my opponent's rated just under 1500 in blitz, and they attack my queen, right? And this comes from the Sicilian Grand Prix. I drop my queen back here. They take the knight. They're attacking my rook. Now, what do we see on the board? Well, this pawn is pinned here. Okay, can't move. I might stick my bishop here as well. Maybe pin this pawn. So that's exactly what I do in the game. I decide I don't need this rook. Right? It's undeveloped. I could still maybe win without it. Okay, I've got 2.5 minutes on the clock. My opponent grabs the rook. Now, anytime you're faced with two options of capturing a pinned piece, it is generally preferable to capture it with the piece that isn't doing the pinning. Okay, and the reason is because when you are creating then the threat of a discovery. If I went, oh look, a check, right? Checks are forcing moves. Checks are great. I give check, the king moves away, and it's, that's the end of the attack, right? But if you attack with a rook, okay, not only am I hitting the queen, but I'm also threatening a discovery on the king. So wherever the queen goes, I can do that. Now, queen takes rook. And here is the point. Now we get to the point. 2.2 seconds is all I took over my next move, okay? And this basically lost the game. What is White's best move? White has a winning move and a losing move, and the losing move is really natural and really obvious. It's what I played. Bishop takes queen. King takes bishop, and now we're in a situation where, did I actually lose this game? Yeah, I did lose this game, okay? I'm actually way down in material. I'm down 3 points of material, okay? I've got 4 pawns to 5, but he's got 2 minor pieces in the rook. That's 11 versus a solo queen. And I haven't really got a hope because he's just got too many moving parts, okay? So the question is, what should I have played here? What's the winning move? Well, I didn't even consider a second move, right? I just went, there's a queen in my sights, pull the trigger, bang, okay? Wrong. You always need to consider at least 2 candidate moves, or at least go, is there anything else other than this move? Well, there is. There's a fantastic other move that literally wins the game on the spot. And the move is queen takes pawn. Check. Okay? Also attacking the bishop. Also attacking the queen twice. Queen can't take because queen is pinned by the bishop. Queen can't take the bishop because black's in check. Okay? Now, am I capable of finding that move? Yes. Am I capable of recognizing that that is a game-winning move? Yes. Why didn't I do it? Automatic. Right? Just knee-jerk, pulled the trigger, and lost. Right? It's as simple as that. So here's what we have to do. If we want to get good, we've just got to stop doing that. Right? Always consider at least 2 candidate moves. Or always say, okay, there is a queen here. Right, what else have I got? What else have I got? Okay, and state the facts. There's the queen. The queen is actually pinned. Okay, so if the piece is pinned, it's not defending this piece. Oh, right, that's not difficult logic, right? But I didn't do it because I was just so lazy and I played automatically and snatched a queen. Okay, here's another example. Little blitz game I played this morning. My opponent's rated 1149. That's like 300 points lower than me, so I'm thinking, right, this game's going to win itself. Big mistake, huge, right? Don't do that. So I've got this this lingering pin on this knight here, right? As you can tell, this is from the Vienna. Okay, if you're a Vienna player, you'll be quite familiar with this position. Now, what else do you see on the board? Right, so I've got this pin on the knight against the queen that's been there for a little while. We also have g6 has been played, so there might be sneaky options of coming around here. Okay, now my opponent plays bishop g4. My opponent here is digging deep and fighting for the win. Right, I'm thinking the win's going to happen on its own. I'm thinking that some kind of crushing, I'm just sitting back. I haven't even got my hands on the handlebars. I'm just, gently pedaling away, feeling the wind in my hair, thinking this game's going to win itself. He comes up with a nice skewer on the queen. So I move my queen to one side, giving up the rook. He takes the rook. Now, puzzle time. Pause the video if you need. Right? First of all, the easy question, what did Hunty do? Okay. Then the next question is, what's better? Okay. So answer number 1. Hunty grabbed the bishop. Blunder. What? How can it be a blunder? I've still got the pin on the knight, That knight's going nowhere. I'm just going to have to put my queen back here, win the knight, happy days, crack on. Nah, mate. There are better things. For example, what we also have to realise is this pawn is also pinned. Now, so if I go queen here, I'm simply threatening to take the knight, but I'm also threatening things like, queen coming in. So let's say the king comes to defend the knight, right? Knight d5. Threatening the knight again. I've now got 1, 2, 3 attackers. Okay, defenders count 2, and the rooks can't come in to help. Okay, and he's going to be in serious trouble from this point on. So if I switch on lines, we'll see if lines and eval works. Okay, so here, actually, best move for black, according to Stockfish, is knight takes d5, giving up the queen. All right. So what's natural here? He's also got knight d7 as the second move. Third move, knight g8. So the best 3 moves here for black all involve giving up Her Majesty, right? And I just didn't think this through. So, I mean, let's say they play something like this. Well, that's just deadly, isn't it? It's mate in 4 here, according to the machine. King g8. I'll probably I've got bishop takes, with threats. Just missed it. So that's like a rule, just don't snatch. They take here, and I've actually got a completely crushing. And this knight move, I ought to know this knight move like the back of my hand. You play this knight move to knight to d5 so often in the Vienna, right? But it was just laziness. And I lost, 10 or whatever points to a player rated 300 points lower. And that's it. So let's have a think about doing a 5-minute blitz game without snatching. Okay, so 2 candidate moves at all times. Right, we have d4. I'm going to play my England gambit. Okay, this is good. Pre-move that. Now, here, this is my theory, so I know this. Okay, I know that when the knight comes out, I'm just going to develop the opposite knight. This is fine. I'll just develop this knight. It's not even necessary. Okay, now I'm going to bring my bishop out. So I'm relatively comfortable here. Okay, knight attacks this knight. This is fine. This is all okay. But what it does mean is I can't put my queen here, which is annoying. So I'm going to try and prompt him to trade off. There we go. This knight is still an annoyance. Okay, right, now we have to think. He's attacking my knight. My knight is defended by a pawn, but we're going to end up with all isolated pawns if he does that. You see it? All isolated. And this knight is still stopping my queen from coming here. So maybe I did something wrong here. Now, so I'm inclined, one idea is this. Bishop f6 hits the undefended knight. But if he takes me, let's put my queen here. No, if I put my queen here, he's got knight takes f6 with a fork, royal fork. And that's no good. So, what else do we do? Castles, that's an idea. Castles. This is also hanging. No, it's defended by the queen, that's okay. Queen here we can't do. Okay, so bishop back it is. If he takes here, it attacks the queen. I do still have to capture. I could have put my bishop back here. We're just working on not snatching. Anything that you think, oh, automatic move, don't. Think again. Okay, so we've got an interesting board here. I've got many, many gaps in the board. That's the key feature of this. Okay. I can do this. I can develop a rook to b8 and attack this undefended pawn. I do, however, have very active bishops. This is good. My opponent also does not have the bishop pair, right? So that's also in my advantage. I'm going to play my queen to here with the idea of maybe long castles or maybe just rook d8. And I think actually rook d8. I think my king is safer here with these pawns blocking these lines than he would be on c8. Okay, so queen's moved out of the way, kind of spotted the threat. I do have this. I like this. If knight takes, I repair some pawnage. There we go. And now I have a central pawn with some control over the middle of the board. Okay, I'm going to push this pawn, I think. But you see, don't do it automatically. Got nearly 3 minutes left. But that looks okay. It's a bit of a no-brainer, to be honest. So my opponent's got a light squared bishop. I've got a dark squared bishop. Okay, and now I think my attack has to involve the h-pawn. I think I want to involve both rooks as well, because I'm not going to win. This bishop's a bit hampered, right? On this diagonal, biting on granite, looking at a pawn chain, here the bishop may be stronger. Okay, what do? I think I'm going to push the pawn. All right, now I defend the pawn with this bishop, and now threatening to move this at some point, right? Particularly if this pawn moves. Okay, so it looks like he's preparing b4. That's fine. I'm going to move my king out of the way. Now defending the pawn a second time with my rook as well as my bishop. And b4, that actually traps the bishop if I move back. Yeah. But then I'm not worried about it. I don't need the bishop to defend the pawn now. And this isn't much of a threat. Queen's the only defender of this, queen's the only defender of this. Nothing's defending that. So I could put my queen up. And generally I want to be thinking about putting my pieces onto dark squares because opponent only has a light square bishop. There we go. Okay, now yeah, if I drop back here, queen could take because I'm blocking the rook's defense. But I can live with this. If queen takes, you see, I'm going to come here, okay, and that would have skewered the queen against the rook. All right, just playing lots of pawns forward. Okay, is there a better move than this? He's undefended his own pawn. No. Right, if you push forward, I'm going to recapture. If you... Oh, that's a decent move. Okay, let's block with the queen, unless there's something better. Not really. And this is what you have to do in blitz. You know, you do have to make quick decisions. If takes, I take with the king, not the queen. Okay, this is all right. Oh, I can't recapture. But this is fine now. I've got this pawn as a human shield. So I'm kind of okay. I'd notice I do have this, which is a double attack. So it's a discovery against the rook. Why not? Opponent may not even see that in a blitz game. Okay, he saw it. Well done. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push my pawn. Very tempting just to take things. Okay, that's fine. Now he's got a rook that is stuck, preventing that move. So I could, for example, defend the pawn with my bishop, and then slide my rook over to join the attack. I think that looks like a good idea. I've got 57 seconds left. Let's crack on. Rook across. He's opened up this line now. Okay. So let's give check. Come back here and defend the pawn. And defend the pawn again. So this pawn is a big annoyance now. He wants to put his rook here. But I can actually take this pawn. I'm going to... So I thought about doubling up there to defend this one. Let's do this. He can't take the pawn because he gets taken by the bishop. If he trades rooks, I've still got a deadly pawn. There we go. 28 seconds on the clock. Okay. Up against it on the clock. But this is alright. So I'm looking at this move as a possibility. My pawn's still defended. His rook is stuck. His rook is out of the game. Also, his bishop is kind of hampered by his own pawn. I'm leaving this pawn here. It's doing me a favour. So my point in this game is, yeah, it'd be nice to win, but... Oh. Okay, now I slide across here. Yeah, he gets that with check. I get it. If he puts his rook here, I just promote and force a trade of rooks. Okay, that's a check. Right, so I have to come here. Very spicy ending. How about this? 15 seconds. Can we do it? Now his rook is well out of the way. He can't win with his rook. He can't win with his rook and his bishop really from here. But if I'm going to win, I think this is probably his best bet, yeah. But I'm going to give check with the queen. There we go, checkmate. Alright, so if you... Look, here's the other point. In Blitz, Blitz will train you to make mistakes. Blitz will train you to snatch. Blitz will train you to make automatic recoveries. The key with Blitz is to speed up your chess play to the point where even if you're playing 5 minutes, even if you're playing 3 minutes, that you still consider more than one possible move. So, yeah, got a bit lucky in that one. But I think that the point is very valid here. So this is great because the queen's obviously guarding that square, and then we've got a ladder mate. Yeah, the point is valid. Just if nothing else, for the next few days, guys, just really focus on not snatching. Do not automatically do anything in chess unless it's literally opening theory and you know 100% what you're doing, right? But even then, it doesn't hurt. Just to scan the board, read the board, you know, because well, as we know from analysing our own games, there's usually a better move out there. So let's get into the habit of giving ourselves permission at least to look for a better move. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. See you later.